Jabulani, thank you so much for joining us. Exploring our subjective relationship to space. It sounds like a very big and vast explanation from your exhibition. Yeah. But this is a very personal story, isn't it? Yeah. Tell us how you started putting this latest exhibition together.
Okay, let me just give you a brief background of the project. So I started taking photographs at the age of 13, in 1996, when in Soweto. And in that time, I became a cameraman, taking family portraits and also doing my weddings and also, functions in the creche. And mostly at that time, it was in contrast to now. I would photograph people in a way that they wanted to see, to be photographed.
Yes, the image that they want to bring across.
Yes, yes. But looking back at 1996, 1996 was a very interesting year for me because of it. In a way, it was a year that laid a foundation for my career. And it was a year also where, the Rainbow Nation was born and was introduced.
We were just newly into our democracy.
Yes, and also, our institution, that's when it was signed. And also the TRC, I still remember in April, that's when it... So with that background, because of my work, I'm mainly interested in, working with trauma, memory, past, present, and future. So, you see that in the previous project that I've done, such as Umama, where I was celebrating single mothers, due to the result of migrant labor law, when women are not allowed to come in Joburg to follow their husbands, and that affected families, our black families in the townships. Yeah, so mostly my work looks at those things.
So as you evolved as a young man, your work evolved as well. You went from taking portraits of people who want to be seen in a certain way, yeah, but you were intrigued to try and tell a deeper story of their personal and family history as well. Yeah. And in this exhibition that's opening now on Thursday, it takes you back to your family roots in the Free State, in the farm that your family's roots are. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this project takes settings in 4 places, which is in Warden, where I was born, and Soweto, Cape Town, and in Reunion Island. So in Reunion Island, like I've said, I'm looking at the history of the slaves, the trauma that comes with slavery.
Something that's mirrored here in South Africa as well.
Yes, yes. And in Cape Town, I'm looking at these monuments. Especially I went to visit the removed statue of Cecil Rhodes, and it was more of because of I think that those are memories that are setting the foundation, which is Sisegelo say to today. We are allowed to remember that, and that's our basis of memory.
And that's important. We mustn't forget it.
Yes,
as much as we remove it, we mustn't forget it. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do. But I believe that also it's time to revisit. The relevance of those monuments in the life of today, because of, remember, and we're missing some of the, it's a one-sided story in a way, because if you find Jan van Riebeeck, Jan Smarts, you don't, all over, not only in Cape Town, but you find those monuments. But in terms of, we only find Mandela all over, and so it's for me, in a way, it becomes this one-sided story. And
we need to start the process of telling all community stories, all the way back then, because those people weren't everybody's icons.
Yes, so now in a way, when we're revisiting it, it needs to be relevant to everyone.
Indeed.
Yes, and in Soweto, it was more of looking at, I photographed the houses, that were built in the times of apartheid.
And those houses can tell stories, can't
they? Yes, because of, Soweto has been, a lot of stories have been done in Soweto, but I felt that this missing story that, the tension between, this, when looking at these houses, and, because of those houses, like I've said, they were built during the times of apartheid, and so now they, in a way, they become this lived, archived experience of the past, But in
But
the
now,
present,
speaking of your past, I believe a large part of this exhibition that's opening on Thursday, you will find photos of those particular spaces that you tell a story of a farm in the Free State where your family's roots were. What was that experience like? What did you photograph there?
You know, when I revisited Ewaden, I went to the farm, you know, where I grew up, you know, and so we lost my uncle, you know, and he was the only male. So
the family could only stay there as long as there was a man who was working the farm.
So now
a story that so many South Africans can relate to.
So they were forcefully removed. So they had to go to a township, nearest township. And now, I mean, my great-grandparents, you know, my grandfathers, you know, their place of rest is there. I mean, I couldn't access, you know, so that project in a way made me to face such issues, and I felt that that made me to question now Isisegelo said, you know, when the Rainbow Nation was proposed, and now we need, because of there are people who still lives in those times.
That so now you always need to still ask permission to access your own memories.
Exactly. Even some, you know, and some also some of the experiences that, for example, you know, my cousins were still referring to the farmers as Abelung, you know, like they have that supremacy over and then that made me to think of Uguti, you know, we have never given those people a thought, as in we've never given them attention because of they need help because of, you know, in a way, in a paper it is said that no, we not live under it, but in their mind, so they need to be liberated. So the question that also comes in their work is that how do you liberate someone who's been oppressed for more than 50 years?
And how do you liberate them and tell their stories?
And tell their stories at the same time.
And honor them in that way.
Yes, but the main aim of this project, you know, was to create a platform for that dialogue because of we need to have this, we need to talk about this, you know, as South Africans, so that we can, you know, because I think I believe in talking, then we come with you know, a way forward, you know, in a way.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Your exhibition opens at the Goodman Gallery in Johannesburg on Thursday. Jabulani Dhlamini, thank you so much for using your craft to tell those important stories. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.